trade recap. Overall, today was an L. On the funded account, I lost like almost $90, and yesterday I was up 40. So this means in total, like from the beginning, when I was buying this account, I rinsed it in total like to 0.38%, just 0.4%, like almost half percent. Anyways. Now, let me show you the first trade which I got stopped out. It was the EURUSD. When we look on the 1 hour and also on the daily, we see we are clearly on a downtrend on the distribution. Sorry. And actually, if you remember my last trade recap video, I said that it kind of wants to do this thing, like losing buying power, and then it goes to the downside. Literally what I've said yesterday. And yeah, it kept going to the downside. And the thing is, it was already pretty strong to the downside in the whole Asia session. And also when we go to the 1 hour, we can see like it's been clearly like a pretty strong downtrend. So, and we also see it was taking out different, very strong areas of liquidity. Like it was taking out like many strong swing lows liquidity. So we don't really have another, like target. Now, this could be a target, but I think it's a relatively weak one, but still something we can, put our eye on. And this one, and these like this too. But to be honest, I'm not sure if it's going to keep going down to take these two down, or if a reversal is going to happen. To be honest, probably expect more of a reversal to see, because the downtrend, the distribution has been like so consistently over like many hours in a row. So it's either going to consolidate and keep going down with the downtrend, or consolidate and later reverse. One of these two things are going to occur. And the thing is, I thought, okay, it pretty much took out the whole, like, most of the juice of the downtrend. Like maybe there will be like one more, swing to the downside left before it starts to consolidate. So, and that's the reason why I thought, okay, perhaps it's going to take one of these lows out from this consolidation. And I was looking at this swing low, like not the lowest one slightly above, because again, it's been on a downtrend for a while, and it's probably going to lose some sell power after a while. Now, when we go to the 5 minutes, I actually saw a potential setup, but again, in my opinion, it was still double sorted, because we had here a point of interest, a fair value gap, cool, and in theory, just in theory, here a demand zone, but it's a little bit like too choppy, and I was taking this short, and I got stopped out. By the way, I was re-entering with the funded account, but then I closed it immediately, because the thing is, I didn't, this time, funny enough, I didn't like any pressure to re-enter, like, like caused by emotions. I was just like, maybe, and then I was like 1 or 2 minutes in, and I was like, this doesn't make any sense, even if I'm right. Like right now, it doesn't make any sense to re-enter. I have enough information, because it still could go up here to this supply zone, which I had in sight. So I'll close it again after, like, losing $8 or $10, like nothing big. So we clearly see I'm getting better, because steady, so I'm back in the mental lab, ready to make millions. I just am about to put myself in a position where I can make all this money. Anyways, now I also was taking, because yeah, I forgot to mention, because I also saw that it might consolidate here and get up to this demand zone in the 5 minutes, because compared to this one, like this is like barely worth mentioning. Like you can really consider this one, but this is like where this little distribution occurs. This is a very clean demand zone within this downtrend with this little swing high. This is a very clean demand zone, and this could be like, let's say, more of a valid point of interest to go short. But I was kind of getting distracted by this Favela gap, so I can't lie. But yeah, maybe at this point, maybe would have been not bad to wait more for extra confirmation. But to be honest, I was kind of overlooking this when I look at it right now like that. Yeah, anyway, shit happens. I'm getting used to it. So I'm going to be killer and see every single fucking detail in the charts. So I'm not pissed or something like that. USDCHF, actually I was doing the similar thing with EURUSD, kind of assuming, oh, here, demand zone, Yeah, right. And also for value gap, but got respected. Boom, sweep of this low. But the thing is, it's so tiny. These swing lows and stuff like that. I can't barely put any power into it. That's the thing. I think this is what I've learned for now because I've never seen or done it like that before. But I think for now, if swing lows and highs and whatever are so tiny, then you can't really put any power in it. Validation, and I think this is like a very interesting thing to observe. As like data point to collect. So that's the reason why I'm not really pissed. And just I'm a bit annoyed about this move later because after I got stopped out in this one and I actually ended I was done with the trading on the funded challenge account. I kept going on the live account where I have like very little funds left. And I was seeing here, okay, it was going down. Maybe it's going to do reversal, but one thing I forgot to say on USDCHF on the daily time frame. Um, it got on the top of this trendline liquidity, so I either want to say a breakout or like doing a reversal because as you remember lower highs and equal lows. Now of course it also caused a wick like that and keep going up, don't get me wrong, because on the 1 hour we have here a very strong supply zone, which I thought perhaps might retrace to it. But yeah, that's the reason why I was putting my TP right there in the bottom of this order block. Now on the 5 minutes, after I got stopped out from this thing I mentioned before, I saw here a relatively strong demand zone. We can see prices going below it, taking out this low. And for me, it was like, okay, maybe this is like a very interesting point of interest because we have here not only a relatively good demand zone, we also have a sweep, and this sweep also caused to get a second time to do into this Ferrari gap. So if this is getting respected, this is a relatively strong, or let's say valid enough setup. Now, anyways, it ended up to disrespected for valid gap, and now I can't say what's going to happen. Still might go to the upside, right? Because in the 50 minutes it's still in this fair valid gap, and then it's still getting respected and stuff like that. But getting that down, I wasn't really expecting it. But anyways, we got stopped out twice. Shit happens. But again, regarding the very very small movements and price action, I know I collected important data. So good for me. Now here, gold. Yeah, this was a very interesting trade. Reminds me on the EURUSD trade like 2 days ago. Um, I was seeing, like the same thing with the other pairs going on. Everyone is like in the middle, like or like about to end, or like in the middle of a trend, and in the distribution, and I try to follow the trend and not to trade against it, and try to get the entry and follow there, put TP where it makes sense, where it tries to take out the next lower high, like just like prominent swing or like important there of a strong liquidity. Now the thing is, when it already took out most of the important or strong liquidity zones, then you either don't want to take any trade or you kind of have to improvise. Now the thing is, so I was taking the trade on gold because as you can see, it's still in the middle of the distribution. Because we see here this obvious, very strong swing low, and I wanted to see a sweep of that. But because I know it's like pretty much it's been like for hours in a distribution, and I rather to play it safe. I was putting my TP a bit above this low and below the candle closure. So right here in the middle, as we can see, and it was so fucking close. I have to be honest, I was closing it manually, but it was so damn close. This was crazy. And yeah, now I think the reason I already told you it was in the middle of a downtrend. Was the reason why I was going down in a short, the point of interest 50 minutes for bearish for value gap, 5 minutes right here supply zone. Also another for value gap right here, got into it, could respect it, and boom, downtrend as you can see. And yeah, and now it seems like it's doing a reversal, which is crazy. Now I have no clue what the other pairs are going to do. But nevertheless, actually on the live account, you have to think about it. I was taking this L. I was taking the L from here, and where I re-entered here, I also took an L. So I took like 3 Ls, and this one was able to get me break even. So today I can really like overall when we only boil down like overall with everything, I lost money on the funded challenge account, so it was an L in theory. But to be honest, I'm not like really affected or something like that because it only I started to not really give a shit about it because I lost so much money at this point that money isn't real anymore for me. But most importantly is why I'm not really giving a fuck because honestly, especially USDCHF and also about EURUSD, this was some important data points which I could collect. So for me, I'm pretty fine with that, especially knowing that I'm break even with my live account and not that much down with my funded challenge account. In fact, I actually believe I'm once I'm actually no I'm actually up to date on my live account, even if it's like a tiny bit. I'm actually up to date. Funny enough. So yeah, I'm not counting it as an L. So yeah, with that being said, cheers.